lean, I got pills, I got rocks. If you want me to make a drop, send the dot. Say you only carry cash, bring that shit out, make it fast. Bitch, you know my stilo, I want money, money, money. Bitch, I work so hard, I can't let them take it from me. That mean the coppers, the law, the law. Stuff it back my balls, then a nigga taking off. Keep some buying money, nigga, and some money for your bitch. If I give her a little tip, she gon' suck the whole dick. I got block boy status, I make money on this block. I be bouncing all day, getting it money non-stop, nigga. Block boy, bitch, I'm on the block. I got weed, I got lean, I got pills, I got rocks. Block boy, bitch, I'm on the block. I got weed, I got lean, I got pills, I got rocks. My block bound.
Hey there, I want to welcome you to another Rise of the 1% podcast episode. We're going to talk about tools, strategies, insights to dominate and get into the top 1%. And I am G Bass. And in today's episode, that we got a special guest in the building. We got the man, we got the legend, Mr. Krush Banks in the building. Absolutely, man. Glad to have you on. All right, Krush, so we listened to a little bit of your music in the beginning.
Right.
I want to start from the beginning. Where's Krush Banks from?
Okay, yeah. Originally I'm from Chicago, Illinois, the South Side.
Southside Chicago.
Inglewood.
Okay.
68th and Union, to be exact. That's the street I'm really from.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. We had another guest, Chanel, who was on here some weeks ago, who's actually from Southside Chicago as well. And I've actually been to Chicago.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, Southside, it's a stigma to it, I could say.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about the Southside Chicago, it ain't the friendliest place to hang around, but we're going to get more into that. So let's talk a little bit about your upbringing on the Southside Chicago. So if I was to meet Krush Banks coming up in elementary, did you go to middle school or you went straight up?
I went from elementary to middle school out there, then I came here about middle school, high school.
All right, gotcha. Let's talk about if I was to meet Krush in elementary to middle school, coming up Southside Chicago, what were you like? And also, just talk a little bit about your upbringing.
So, well, in Chicago, it was really learning. You know what I mean? I was still young, so I was still doing a lot of learning, a lot of figuring stuff out, because I was so young. But by the time I made it to Georgia, my learning experience and everything I learned, I was a little bit ahead of everybody that was around by the time I made it here. So, you know what I mean? Chicago was really a lot of learning, a lot of developing me.
Okay.
Who I was becoming to be, you know?
What did you learn?
I mean, the street culture. I mean, my family was really tied into a lot of different organizations, I'll call it, So with that being said, a lot of different situations and stuff, you know what I mean? I've learned through those with my family, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's a lot of it's life. I guess if you want to sum it all up, what'd you learn? I was learning about life, you know what I mean?
Gotcha. Any experiences though, like coming up Southside Chicago that you can remember?
Oh man. All right, so coming up, I used to have to walk to school and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And my pops was so involved in whatever he was involved in. I used to have like, I wouldn't call them bodyguards, but big brothers, big cousins, and then it's really kin. But they walk me to school and wait on the corner and make sure I get home from school. You know what I mean? Almost like some mob type stuff. Just escorted.
Gotcha.
From home school, make sure I'm safe, stuff like that. So, yeah, it was a different from being there versus Georgia. You know?
Yeah. Well, what kind of student you was coming up in school? Like,
I mean, see, this is the thing. Back then, if I was late coming to school, you get paddled. You know what I mean? If hot was up. My parents, they was younger. They were just as young as me. My mom only 15 years older than you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
By them being kids, they so I mean, they were still in the streets having fun and stuff. You know what I mean? So me getting in trouble for being late or something, it's probably something they had going on, but they like walk to school with these big dudes and I mean, I get in school now, I gotta get paddled because I'm late. And it was crazy growing up.
Paddled in school?
Man, what them people weren't playing.
Wow.
Talking, but being late, yeah.
Yeah, I used to hear that back in my parents' day. Like
Nah, they wasn't playing it out there.
Wow.
Oh, I still remember the Tita's Paddle and Bend Over. We would see him, yeah.
Oh man, that was legal.
Man, what? Yeah, when I was there, yeah.
Wow.
Man.
Wow, man. A different day at time.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You're right. You try to hit a kid if you want to these days.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, because I asked Chanel this too, and she was on, because like I said, she was from the South Side of Chicago, and she talked about going to like 16 funerals or something her freshman year, like growing up in South Side Chicago.
Okay.
If you had to think about the South Side of Chicago yourself, like what is one of those moments you can remember, man, where it's like, you know what I mean, like that maybe stood out to you that you might even still think of to this day that might stick with you, you know what I mean? Because that's a rough side of town in Chicago, let's just be real. Like, was it anything that...
It's family. It was always family out there, you know what I mean? It's not really, it's more based on like, say you got different buildings and stuff like that. You might have your grandma, your auntie, your uncle, all this in one building, but they might live on different floors of the building.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so any event that go on, somebody could graduate. I mean, they having a big barbecue. Somebody could get ready to just go out of town for a couple months or whatever. They're having barbecue, family and barbecue and stuff like that, cookouts and stuff. That's something I love about Chicago. Is always a reason to bring the family together. They're celebrating the smallest things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't take it for granted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's something I learned, felt, and grew with. You know what I mean?
Right.
I always want to go back home just for that situation. There's always a barbecue, always a party, always a reason the family getting together.
Yeah.
I mean, real family oriented.
So, okay, real family oriented. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So you pretty much grew up in Chicago, like you said, elementary and middle school.
Yeah.
Primarily.
Well, by the time I got ready, 5th, 6th grade, 5th grade is my last year there. 6th grade, 7th, 8th, I came here.
Okay. Yeah. What had you come here?
Family. Just mom moved and mom got remarried and stuff like that. And plus, I think she knew it was in me. When I say in me, it was in me to be what Chicago is, what they breed. You know what I mean? It was in me to be street, it was in me to be hood. You know what I mean? My dad ain't too far from it. You know what I mean? So it was already in me to kind of follow that same lane. By the state, ain't no telling. You know what I mean? What the outcome be. So I think, her remarrying and coming here was something good for all of us, but that was what brought me here. Just her knowing she had a son that, could possibly wind up dead or in jail staying in Chicago. I think that's what really brought me to Georgia, man.
Gotcha. So how was it when you first came to Georgia?
Culture shock. It was different, man. Like, how you watch ATL and stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, like that wasn't too far-fetched, you know what I mean? Like that's real, but those culture shots, just skating rink right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I was used to kids all meeting up in one spot, really having fun.
Yeah.
They had fights and stuff, but they were having fun, you know what I mean?
Right.
So the culture shock, my haircut was different from everybody's, you know what I mean? I was the bold cut. When I say bold cut, I mean the real dark at the top, light at the bottom with the sideburns.
Okay.
Who they talking about me and stuff.
Oh, man. Was that a Chicago thing? I was like, well, they got, okay.
Gotcha. Part of my head.
We used to run far though when I was coming up anyway.
That one with the bold cut.
Yeah.
Sideburn. I'm in 6th grade. My sideburns on my cheek.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Man,
Gotcha.
It was different, but it was cool when I was in Chicago.
Yeah.
Culture shock. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. So, I mean, even outside of that, Krush, if I would have met you around 6th, 7th, 8th grade, even going to high school, what you had going on around that time?
Oh man, yeah, I ain't gonna say bully. I was just the actor. You know what I mean? I dared somebody to want to say something to me around that time because I was trying to build a name for myself. I guess you know what I mean. I was trying to show them that I want to pump. You know what I mean? Everybody doing the skating and stuff, and I'm like, where the gangs at? I mean, I want to find the people who I could relate to back then. So 6th, 7th, 8th grade, you probably found a lost kid getting in trouble, man. And it probably lasted for a long time, for some years, probably. Yeah, just trying to figure it out, find out like where's my people at.
Is it because the gang culture is so big back in Chicago, or?
I think so. It's almost like tribal to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just to say Chicago, but no, growing up in Clayton County, it was the same thing because I found that party I was looking for. You know what I mean? Hits the guy on the second verse of the song. He was like, you know, one of the godfathers of it. You know what I mean? It's called Southside Mafia. You know?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
And a big clip, but yeah, that's kind of where I found my niche. That was like my family, the people I felt close to. You know what I mean? And they protect.
Why is that?
Because they protect me in a lot of situations. You know? That was the first people I met when I came to Georgia, Kendra Road.
Okay.
I was part of a lot of those kids. See, what they did in Clayton County, they split a lot of stuff a couple times. It was called rezoning or whatever. You know what I mean? So a lot of kids that went to school one year didn't go to school the next year together. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And it kind of made the group of kids that stayed in the same neighborhood become like, you know what I'm saying? So I stayed with the people I knew. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of people from Kendrick Road. So
Gotcha.
yeah, kind of where that went, but. It was bound to happen. Everything grow, expand, become something different. So even the gang culture coming to Georgia was something that happened to me. It's because things is to grow, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Evolve type thing. So
Yeah.
That's what it was though, clicking up with a lot of different people like-minded that came from different cities or that was from this city but wanted to be a part of something. Dad and mom gone. When we came to Georgia, that's when a lot of the parents was going to work. You know what I mean? Like working from 6 in the morning to 6 at night.
Right.
You know what I mean? They needed an outlet, somebody to hang with. You know what I mean? Some to call their families. But I guess that's where all the gangs come from. Being able to say that's your family, your brother, your cousin. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. I mean, do you believe when you moved there to Georgia over to Clayco, like you didn't really have as much of your immediate family as a family period? So that's what made you participate in this type culture as well?
Nah, but
no, you wouldn't say that?
No.
You just wanted an extended family?
No. That's why I'm from that. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the tribes. I'm from being a part of something. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It don't just you kind of embedded in once you from there. You know what I'm saying? My family's embedded in it. You know what I mean? When you take the culture, I wouldn't call it a gang. I'm not in no gang. You know what I'm saying? But I call it the culture because it's part of what black men deal with every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I feel. I don't know. I wouldn't call it a gang.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So pretty much, like you say, you coming up in high school, and like you say, it's this big skating rink culture, which is it's kind of funny though, man. Because even myself, like I was in the skating rink culture. I used to go to Golden Glide on Wesley Chapel on the east side of Decatur. You know what I mean? And also though, I ran with a crew. I wouldn't call it a gang, but I ran with a crew too.
Okay.
On the east side growing up myself. So I was kind of on both sides. But with yourself, okay, you coming up, like you say, you know, with your family, those that grew up in the same neighborhood as yourself. So, I mean, around that time, pretty much, when do you get introduced to doing music? Or is this at a younger age, or is this like later on?
Well, my friends was already doing music. They was always doing music. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they was doing music when you was like in high school or younger? Or?
Yeah, high school.
Okay, gotcha.
By the time I got to high school and stuff like that, my friends was already doing music.
Gotcha.
Me, I was in the streets.
So let's talk about this, Krush. So pretty much like, what was the age you got into doing music? You know, who introduced you to it?
Okay.
All
right. So yeah, I had to been about 16, 17.
Okay.
See, I wouldn't say 16, but what it was I was already getting in trouble in school and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Going to jail. I went to jail a couple times in school. I mean, so I was already.
What grade?
I want to say about 10th, 11th grade.
Okay, got it. Around that. I was probably
in an hour. getting in trouble and stuff. But a lot of my partners, a lot of my homeboys were doing music. You know what I mean? And I used to try to leave the house and stuff to go do music with them, and I couldn't. They were like, "You're staying out late. You pass your Kirky." That was a problem with me trying to go do music and stuff. So it was just always something I wanted to do, but never could really get to it how I wanted to, because my parents wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
How you want to school? You gonna be in these books? That ain't what you supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So yeah, it had me rebelling and stuff. You know what I mean? So reading and stuff like that. So about 16, I got intrigued.
What had you get locked up to? What?
Oh, okay. So yeah, in school, man, I was at Money's Mill High School.
Yeah,
And
I was familiar with Money's Mill.
it was a morning, we was just having breakfast in the lunchroom and stuff. But leaving breakfast, everybody was rapping. There was a group of people rapping in the hallways, and they was on their little freestyle thing, getting ready to go to class. But I came over there and they was hitting D, and I got to rapping. And when I got to rapping, the whole crowd go crazy in the hallway. Everybody in the hallway go crazy, and they turned up, they hyped the stuff.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, the Clayton County police come running in school. They ran right in the school, cleared the crowd out, grabbed me, picked me up, slammed me on the ground. I broke my arm, like, I had to jail that day in school, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
It's crazy.
That's where.
Yeah, stuff like that. Just okie doke stuff, but it music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they got me from Tyson to riot and some more stuff like encouraging, because I got the fighters and stuff like that. Damn, I was in 16, 17 for some. Yeah, it was about 17. I was 17. I was old enough to go to Clayton County jail.
Man.
Yeah. So that was what I got locked up for. But as far as the music, that's I was chasing it. You know what I mean? I was trying to get to it at that time, but just ending that deal had it and not being able to do it. And then the friends that was rapping at the time, they didn't take me serious, because I'd come in there and be trying to put a verse on something or whatever. Come back a month later and took my verse out, talking about, no, we put such and such on this. So I already know how they go. Yeah, they wouldn't take me serious, but I couldn't blame him, because it's like, yeah, boy, he not there for no shows.
I already know how they go.
We don't even know what word release is. Kind of like, I couldn't blame them, but at the same time, I just needed them to know that I was for real, you know?
Right.
And they was not carrying it. Like, there's a lot of backdoor stuff back there.
Yeah, and let me ask you this, man, because, I got a background coming up in the music industry, too. And, we started off with recording on little recorders. Then we worked our way into recording in the house. And then we worked our way into eventually getting to the actual studio. So, did you go straight into the studio and start rapping with the homies, or did you all start from the house? Like, how did that go?
All right, so it was my first song I ever recorded, man. I have a best friend named Jermaine Bagley. But he put a computer in his house and put a little microphone. It wasn't even a real microphone. It was just a webcam mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was like, bro, I'm gonna let you record over here. Go out back. I couldn't go nowhere else. I couldn't do nothing else, but I could go to my best friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He set up a little studio in his grandma's living room. He set it up in his grandma's living room. And I sat there and recorded my first song, where it's a full song without them stop nobody telling me no or take my verse off. And then that was my pilot, Jermaine. So that was my first, pre-recorded experience right there, where it was like, yeah, I could do this right here. But I ain't never just jump right into it. I had to hear myself. I felt like I could do it.
Yeah. Gotcha. And so you said, though, when it came to you doing this music, you were saying, pretty much they would take you off songs like a month later, because they said they didn't think you was taking it serious, or you weren't showing up for shows or whatever.
Nah, and nobody ever said why. To this day, they still won't say, they won't admit that was going on. Nah, man, it wasn't no reason. They just do it. And be like, what? Oh, you ain't here. You know what I mean? So, no.
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you this, man. I had a crew called Hard Hitters.
Okay.
Here in Atlanta, Hard Hitters Productions Incorporated, the name of the company. And we had a song called We Going Ham and another song called She Doing It. And I wrote the hooks for both records. And I can tell you this, I had other artists on there.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you this, I moved artists off that track, put some others on, because of the fact that some of those artists was not showing up for shows.
That type.
Right, that type of stuff. So I was just like, man, I gotta put somebody else on here, or I just rap the whole song myself, which is what I ended up doing with She Doing It later on. You know what I mean? So you saying that wasn't your situation though? Like you was really.
I was trying to really rap. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to really do something. They was doing it. They was going to shows and stuff like that. They was out there in the street. So I was trying to come, but every time I do, I'd be in jail for something that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It was always jail stopping. You know?
Gotcha.
It took like prison from the start. I was like, nah, I can't keep doing this one, man.
Well, let's get into that now, Krush. What happened? For one, did you finish high school?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Okay, so you did finish high school.
I finished high school in a crazy way too, but definitely I graduated. I walked across the stage and stuff.
What's a crazy way? If we could talk a little bit about that.
See, I wasn't staying with my parents. You know what I mean? By the time I turned 17 and got kicked out the house and I was been in jail and stuff,
Why they kick you out? You don't mind me?
I said music, chasing the music, not following the curfew, and out late. Like, I was just trying to rap though. I'm just at the club.
Yeah.
Like, though I'm too young to get in, I got managers and like people's getting us in these clubs. Right. If I'm at the strip club at 16, 17, like I've been all out here in the leg, just the music, chasing the music. That's how I end up getting kicked out and stuff like that.
Okay.
After at 17, man, I wasn't staying with my parents. I had my own apartment and stuff. I was the groundskeeper, and my auntie let me live in an apartment. I got 17 in my own spot, not staying at home. Nobody believed I was gonna graduate. You know what I mean? I supposed to graduate the following year, didn't graduate or whatever. I called my mama one day. I was like, "Mama, I'm finna graduate." She like, "You finna do what?" "No, you not." Like, come up to the field at Lovejoy. I'm walking across stage. She like, "Boy, what?" My Andre ain't talking to my mama because we don't stay together, so she don't know I'm serious or whatever.
Yeah.
My mama came, my dad came, my grandma came, everybody came, and they seen me walk across stage.
What's up, man?
I wasn't staying at home, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And really, I gave up on me. They like, "That boy going to jail. That boy ain't been to school. We don't know what he going," you know what I mean? But I still got that piece of paper, so I still graduated.
That's what it is, man. But hey, still made it happen, man. So that's the great thing about it. So what happens after high school? Like once you finish high school, what you just live?
After high school, there's a lot of more trouble. There's a lot of more trouble in my life, a lot of more jail and just trying to figure it out.
What way has you going in and out of jail?
I got caught bus once or twice. Man, it's really none of the sun, you know? Everything, man. And if you think of a lot of felonies, violent crime and stuff like that. But just the last time was a situation where I was just like, man, I can't do this. It's sent me to prison. I got a 5B2. Only I did a year off of that, but within that year, I was like, nah. That ain't for me, you know what I mean? I got out, still had clothes, still had probation. I ain't even know I had both, but I had both. After you're paroled, and it's now you're on probation. Like, so I wasn't thunder, you know what I mean? Even
Let me ask you this, Krush. Let me stop you real quick. The first day you was in prison, because jail and prison, of course, two different things. What was that like, man? When you like, man, I gotta sit for the next 2 years that you say you already sat for a year, but what was that like, man?
Be honest, jail was cool because I had just gotten into like a big brawl, a big fight right before they sent us to prison. So by the time I woke up in prison, I'm still in that mentality of I done sat in jail for 11 months, just county jail, waiting to go to prison and fighting this probation thing. So just sitting in the county jail, my mentality was already institutionalized, because you would say, right? I'm in the system. I ain't going nowhere. That's where I'm at. So my first day waking up in prison, it was just like, what am I gonna get into? What's gonna happen? You know what I mean? It's diagnostics. I'm in Jackson State Prison going through diagnostics, something like that. So I didn't know what was gonna happen. You know? Woke up just still in that mindset. I'm in jail. I'm locked up. Right? Whatever happens, type thing. I don't know.
Gotcha. So you get out of prison. You say you on parole. After parole, you still on probation.
Probation, right?
Wow, man. That's wild.
Yeah, I had 7 years first offender though and violated. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of stuff going on, man. Yeah. It's really died that the reason I'm even here, man, because I said a lot of times I ain't supposed to be here, man. I know some of the charges, some of the things I did, license, you know what I mean, like evil. So
Yeah.
I just be thinking, and I'm still here, man, try to move accordingly. That's it.
Gotcha. So, Krush, let's talk a little bit about after prison. What was next?
All right, so yeah, that's 2012 I got out of prison. I mean, I was going through the jail system from 9 to 12 or whatever. On the 12, I got out, not knowing what I was going to do with life, not knowing where I was going. My parents was going through a divorce at the time. You know what I mean? So they was getting rid of the house I grew up in and stuff like that. So yeah, I was lost. Didn't know I was coming or going back. You know what I mean? But 2012 was a trying year for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I got out of prison. I went straight back to the trap. I was living in the trap. Actually, you mean, but parole's like, you can't stay here. What you gonna do? I mean, they had a big party coming and stuff. And I bumped into this lady or whatever. You know what I mean? And me and the lady ended up talking or whatever. She was like, you come stay with me. I need to transfer you. And I'm like, what? No, I ain't even playing, man. Yeah. I went home with it that night. You never left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Probation used to come to the house and everything. She took me in, man. Yeah.
Oh, wow, man. Hey,
Yeah.
so you moved in quick. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The real one for that, though. You know what I mean? Just, you know what I mean? Because who gonna take somebody straight out of prison and something, come on.
Right.
And so, yeah, I appreciated that.
Gotcha. I bet you did. Yeah, definitely. So around this time is when as well you got back into doing music or
Hey, so basically, just say what happened was she said I could move in, but when she said I could move in, I didn't know how big her house was. You know what I'm saying? So not only did she say I could move in, she was like, "Yeah, come check my house out." She's showing me the house and stuff, and she was like, "You know what? This whole downstairs. What do you think about this?" I'm like, "It's not good. I got a bedroom over there." You know. She was like, "Yo, what about your studio?" I'm like, "What's studio? Oh, you got." Yeah, so I got to thinking and stuff. I'm like, yeah, this could be a nice little studio spot. So now I'm getting computers and stuff. I call my uncle Lorenzo, like, hey man, can you come build me a booth in this studio? Pull up and build me a nice soundproof booth in the studio and stuff.
Yeah.
That's when it began, when I started dropping songs, and yeah, that's when the whole Krush Banks started right there, man.
Where does Krush Banks come from, by the way? The name.
So I mean, in the beginning I was King Baby, and I still am King Baby. You know?
Where did that come from?
King Baby is a name from the streets, from my neighborhood that I grew up in and stuff.
Gotcha.
They used to play Baby King, because I always act like I'm in charge or whatever, but I was always the smallest person or whatever. I did a lot of teen stuff. I was always, so, I was just play on word, but it was King Baby at the end of the day, you know what I mean? By the time 2012 come and stuff like that, the woman I was with, she was like, you need to make this something for real. You should brand it and, turn into who you really are. King Baby was already like a jury line or something like that. It was already being branded. So just played off the KB of King Baby and came up with Krush Banks. And from now, I said, ain't enough for grand and have to really make this Krush Banks a brand. You know what I mean? So, King Baby was more the street thing and Krush Banks was more of a brand. You know?
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So the content of your music, Krush, we listen to some of your music, of course, at the beginning of this podcast. So how do you go about coming up with the ideas for your music and what you want to actually speak on in your music? Do you write, by the way? Because I know we're in a different era now. Do you even write your music? Do you come off the top of your head? I know AI is big now. I'm not saying use AI, but like what is your process in terms of coming up with your reference?
All right, so it has switched over the years because I was to sit down and hear the beat a couple times and write my words out. It has changed. Like I said, I do more of the letting the beat tell me what to say. Yeah, I mean, I hear the beat a couple times, and then when I get alone, I hear it again where it ain't nobody else around, just me and the beat. Yeah? And then by the time I get in front of the computer, I just hit record and go. You know what I mean? I don't write it. I don't come up with the words. I just record it, whatever the beat's saying. So I don't know nothing that it's not a thought process for it. Kind of from the heart to the head, out the mouth type thing.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I don't write it.
Oh, back.
Go in and say something.
Straight out to the head. Top of the head. Gotcha. Man, that's, hey.
And that really been every talent for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to write. Not they hard to even write it.
Why is he?
It's not authentic. It's not real. You thought about it. Saying it ain't come straight. It's not like it's not fluent. It's not flowing. Yeah, saying it. It's thought. It's wrote. And
I don't know, though, Krush, man. We wrote coming up, though.
yeah, I did, but
You know, but I hear what you're saying, though.
well, I the process didn't feel real.
Okay.
It felt fake because I'm thinking about what to give you guys. That are giving guide whatever come to my mind. You know what I'm saying? And from there, I could just flow it out. You know what I mean?
Do you do a lot of punch-ins, though, or you're a one-take, what they call one-take junk?
See, I start off with a verse.
Yeah.
So I could say I kind of one take, and I'll come back in and I can't give mom understand.
You don't want to come out and super suck.
Like yeah. I start my songs off usually with a verse unless I got somebody else on the song with me. Then I kind of put the hook first. But usually all my songs start with a verse, and it's the verse how I feel, what's on my mind, what I want to say. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Come straight out.
Okay.
Yeah, I do all the policy and stuff like that.
All right. Gotcha. Well, I know I was looking at some of your stuff, of course, before this conversation, and you got videos and everything right now. So let's talk a little bit about, what you're pushing at this time in terms of like the music that you want to be out there and stuff like that.
Well, I did drop the project. The last recent project I just dropped is called 17. And I called it 17 because 17 was a big point in my life. You know what I mean? So, like I said, 17, I wasn't staying at home. I graduated. You know what I mean? I was becoming the man or thinking about the man that I wanted to become at 17. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I knew I didn't want to be a failure. No, I didn't want to be a junkie, a drug dealer, or none of that. So 17 was kind of like, I feel like at this age that I am or where I'm at in life right now, it's kind of like that 17. You know what I mean? It's like, you better and greater than what anybody think about you. You know what I mean? It's kind of what I feel right now. I named this project 17. I put 17 tracks on it.
Okay.
Dropped it on the 17th of July.
Okay.
You know what I mean? July on the 7th. So the 7th kind of was topping me at the time. You know what I mean? This project called 17 different kind of songs you could catch 17 different vibes from. You know what I mean?
What kind of vibes?
It had me feeling at the time. I got stuff for the ladies, stuff for the dudes, hustle music, I like to call it, stuff to make you think. I got some B-Thought music on there, or songs on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 17 was the project I dropped. The single off of that project 17 is My Block Bounce. I got artist named B. Smear featured on there and stuff. He's music from Riverdale. Gotcha. From my neighborhood. So, yeah, it's one of my bros, as we call it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Great stuff. Any other features you want to highlight on that project as a whole?
No, actually, he was my only feature.
Only feature, okay.
Yeah, and that was my way giving him my flower, you know what I mean? To even say My Block Bounce, he had a song back in the day with a couple of other guys and stuff called Block Boy Bounce.
Gotcha.
When I heard the song, like, they two different songs talking about two different things, his song versus my song, but the word my block, you know what I mean? I hear him when I say that word, you know what I'm saying? So I called on, they was like, yeah, I got the song called My Block Bounce, man. I think it'll sound good on it. He was like, man, I'll be over there. I'm finna come do it. Like, what's up? What we doing? He pulled up right out for work and got on the song, man. So I always tell him I appreciate that because
Absolutely.
He solidified me being a Riverdale person, you know what I mean? Being from Chicago, being around the other state, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He basically been on that song, letting them know, like, no, he's really from here, you know what I mean? He know what I'm talking about when I talk about it, and those that respect him gonna show, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Follow the line back, so, yeah, that's kind of what it is, sir.
Gotcha. What are some of the things you do, Krush, for any other up-and-coming artists that might be watching this or artists that might be in the game, any creators right now might be watching this, what are some of the things you do to push your projects out? Like from a marketing standpoint, what are some of the things you've done that you say that help you get your project out?
I mean, I stay consistent. You know what I mean? I try to always put out shorts, I guess you call it, on YouTube and stuff. I stay consistent with it. I always try to, but the more you put out, the more likely people will to see it. You might start off with low numbers first, you know what I mean? The more you put out, the more traction or the algorithm see that you're putting that work out. You understand? Because at the end of the day, that's all it is work. The more you texting this phone to print it out, that algorithm pick you up. I might put videos of me and my son up. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I might put a video something that happened at a gas station. But you're giving the algorithms different stuff to feed off of instead of just your content. And it brings people in off of the algorithm giving it to different people. It gets people looking at your content. Now they want to get to pay. Like they hit subscribe just off of something you had on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, just staying consistent and treating it like a job career. That's it. That eat my man.
Let's talk about that. Because there's different artists, you know, these days, man, especially we here in Atlanta. And when I was coming up in Atlanta myself in the music business, it was way different. Now it's like an influx of people wanting to be in the music business. Here in Atlanta want to be in entertainment. I mean, it just became so big. Now they call this Black Hollywood now, like literally. And so, like, you know, let's talk a little bit about how you treat your work ethic in terms of your craft. I heard you say you treat it like a job.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because there's some artists these days, I want to be big in the music business. They in the studio 2-3 hours a week. You know what I mean? Like, what's that work ethic? What's that grind like to be able to produce a project like you just did, 17? What was that work ethic like, man?
Well, my work ethic with it is kind of different probably from anybody else's. You know what I mean? I'm a father of a 4-year-old, you know what I'm saying? So I got an in-home pre-recording studio. You know what I mean? I like to wake up, have my coffee before I start my day and get going, man. I like to record me a little something or put my voice down so I can feel how I'm sounding before I send him to school and all that. So, you know, having a 4-year-old, it made it a lot different for me, but staying consistent every morning, hearing yourself, you do the same thing every day or whatever, you become great at it. That's kind of what I do. I make sure every morning I say something on that microphone. You know what I'm saying? I make sure every day, and even if it ain't a full song, a full session with me, every day I got to say something on this microphone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as long as I kept that mentality of work, that's my work. Because any other time I could come back and say whatever I was saying or thinking or whatever, but as long as I wake up and do it, that fresh thought off my mind, I always feel like, you know what I mean, I'm headed toward finishing my goal of finishing whatever project. So my work ethic is really just waking up and touching what I like, my craft every day. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. There you go. How is it being a father, man?
Oh, man, it's amazing. You know what I mean? This is my first son raising, you know what I mean, on my own by myself with my old lady, you know what I mean, really getting to see him grow and stuff like it's amazing. I never felt the feeling like this before.
I hear that from a lot of dads, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Now, only last question I have for you right now, Krush, in terms of the music side of things is music videos, man. I see you got these music videos going. How has that been for you, man, shooting these videos, man, right? That experience.
It's been different, man, because all them videos cost money.
You're right. Exactly.
The real man.
Yeah.
Saying so,
Yeah.
just being there before is a blessing, but it's amazing. I like,
Got you.
yeah, I mean,
Any music videos you want our audience to check out, by the way?
oh,
that you got?
yeah. Besides my block bounce, I got several videos. No, I'm sorry. I like them all.
Man,
So no, ain't money make a mix.
okay. Money making mix.
I can't turn on my computer or let him get in front of it without him hearing Money Making Mix. I don't know why he liked it at 4 years old, but that's his favorite song. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all want to check out Money Making Mix, maybe y'all could tell me why a 4-year-old would love Money Making Mix. You know what I mean? But it got a video to it and it got a single out to it. So play Money Making Mix, and you know that's his favorite song though. You know, I got a part where I say, whoa, he be out there, whoa. Like, yeah, it tripped me out every time.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Money Making Mix.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Let's talk a little bit about Krush business stuff you got going on as well, man. Like, cause you're a businessman as well. So let's speak a little bit on that.
All right. First about me as an artist, man. Any artist that ain't sure, LLC, your artist's name. You get what I'm saying? Just go out there calling ourselves whatever the streets called us, calling ourselves whatever we want to be as an artist, but never take the time to make that artist a business entity. You get what I'm saying? You just operate as who we want to be or think we are. The moment you turn that artist name into LLC is the moment you start getting business benefits and business loans and stuff like that. You start opening up escort situations, stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's just you gotta treat you like a business. Treat you like a business. You get what I'm saying? Yep. The way you move. If you feel like I'm an artist and I'm struggling or I'm starving, it's because you're not treating it like a business. You might just got the love for music and nothing wrong with that. You get what I'm saying? I have the love for music. You know what I'm saying? But I still try to treat it like a business and not always had that love for it, because the moment you put that love involved, you forget about, the money or what it can make you. You know what I'm saying? So
Gotcha.
any artists out there, that's just my little word of advice. Treat it like a business. Make sure you LLC your name. It take 125, 150. You know what I mean? And go ahead and do it the right way, because other than that, he's losing a lot of money that you could be getting. Right?
Gems.
That's one of my main. But other than that too, real estate is a great thing to invest in, a good thing to look into. I just started my real estate ventures. You know what I mean?
Okay, let's talk a little bit about that.
I got my first home.
Okay, congratulations.
4-bedroom and stuff. I got 4 different rooms. You know what I mean? I got one nice big house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, a lot of people doing B&Bs. Nothing wrong.
Yeah, B&Bs.
A lot of people doing B&Bs.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing against the B&Bs, but I learned if you break these rooms down in your house, they got different government assistance programs for different people, homeless people, that the government will pay you to house these people. You know what I'm saying? And not only would the government pay you, the people will still be paying their rent and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like a double check. It's something people should check into. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say too much more, but some people should.
No, that's great news right now. So you can see, Krush Banks not only, for one, definitely has an interesting journey and story from where he came from to where he's at now, but also as well, he's not only just an artist, but he's got into business. He understands the business side of being an artist to also get into real estate, of course, which is one of the industries creating the most multimillionaires going on to create wealth. So that's a great thing, man. And this has been a great conversation. You're a father as well, man. And I salute you on that too, man. And definitely appreciate you coming on, man, and sharing your story and your journey and dropping some gems as well, man. Appreciate it. Absolutely, absolutely. And Krush, what you can do, man, for us closing this out, just tell them where they can find you and we'll go pan.
So look, my biggest thing is my YouTube, y'all. That's my biggest thing. If y'all could please follow me at Krush Banks. That's KrushBanks. Yo, please follow me on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube, check out some of them videos, because them videos cost a lot of money. So y'all say tomorrow, y'all be helping me. There you go, man.
There you go.
I'm not really concerned about Instagram, but y'all please subscribe, man, at Krush Banks.
There you go. Follow Krush Banks. And we'll have as well his links in this video and also in the description, so you can go down and definitely check him out and support and subscribe, like he said, to his channel on YouTube as well. And with that said, definitely, being you got somebody's episode, you enjoyed this episode, make sure you bang that like button. Also, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell. Get updated every time we drop new content. Drop any comments, any feedback you got from this episode. You rocking with Krush. You rocking with his music at the time of this episode. You rocking with this whole entire conversation. We'd love to hear your comments in the comment section below. Feel free to share this around with anyone else you feel could benefit. And also, we're here on YouTube. We're also on Apple and Spotify, the Rise of the 1% podcast. Check us out if you listen to your podcast over there. And with that said, we'll see you on the next Rise of the 1% podcast episode. Have a phenomenal one on purpose.
Hello, this is G Bass.
Rise of the 1%, Rise Media. We on this Saturday evening about to get ready to knock out some podcast episodes with some individuals here in the city of Atlanta making some big moves. You can see here, look, this is how it goes down. Here when our guests come and sit down with myself, G Bass, other Rise of 1% of Rise Media, to have that conversation, to share the story, share the journey, share what you got going on. So listen, everybody got a story, everybody got a journey, and then you got some things going on, then you definitely can get with us and see them. It'll be a fit to be on the Rise of 1% podcast and actually have that discussion with myself. It's going to be a link to a form for you to fill out. You said www.theriseofthe1%.com/pod-form. Again, www.theriseofthe1%.com/pod-form. It's going to be in this video. You can fill that out. And we can see if it'll be a fit for you to come on and have that conversation with myself. If you don't fill out the form, then obviously it's not for you, and that's fine. We're looking for those that's serious. Those that's serious about rising to the top 1% are already in the 1%. That's what we're looking to sit down with myself right here. As you can see, Rise Media, Rise of the 1%. This is how we get down. We have a great time and have a lot of fun doing it. So once again, if you're serious, make sure you fill out the form. We'll look over the form, see if it's a fit. If it's a fit, we'll reach out. If not, we won't reach out. We'll just continue to move forward. But with that said, this is G Bass. See you soon. Have a great one on purpose.